start each year with the best of intentions. We're motivated, we feel inspired, and we're ready to make this year different. But when the dust settles and January becomes February, those resolutions often fade away. Why is that? Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself, this is the year I'm going to stick to the gym routine, or this year I'm going to read all those books I bought but never opened? The pressure to start fresh feels overwhelming, and it often seems like everyone else around us is on their way to success. But why does the excitement of those promises so often turn into disappointment? At the start of the year, everything feels new. That clean slate is exciting, but there's a problem. The excitement fades as the routine sets in, and soon we're back to the same old habits. It's not because we lack discipline, but because, well, maybe our goals were too big in the first place. Maybe we set ourselves up for failure without even realizing it. So, why does this happen year after year? What's going on inside our brains when we make these promises? Psychologists say that we tend to set goals when we feel a sense of urgency, like the start of a new year. We feel the pressure to make change, and that pressure creates a sense of excitement. The new year represents a chance to hit the reset button, to turn the page and start over. But what happens when that excitement fades and we start facing obstacles? It's like the momentum is gone. Suddenly, it feels too difficult to keep up. We expect instant results. We think that because we're excited and motivated at first, we should see immediate progress. But improvement takes time, and time often feels like the enemy. The anticipation we feel at the start of the year doesn't translate into the long-term commitment required to follow through on our resolutions. The real issue here is that we tend to set ourselves up for failure by focusing on quick, dramatic changes instead of small, incremental steps. We get caught up in the excitement of a fresh start and forget that true change takes time, patience, and consistency. Let's take a closer look at the most common New Year's resolutions people make: working out more, eating healthier, and studying something useful. These goals sound great, right? But why do so many of us struggle to follow through with them? Well, here's why. We've all been there, starting the year thinking, this is the year I'm going to be consistent at the gym. But by February, the gym membership starts to feel like a waste of money. Why does this happen? It's often because we set unrealistic expectations. We get excited and commit to working out every day, sometimes for an hour or more. But for many people, that level of intensity is unsustainable. Instead of aiming for huge changes right away, we need to start small. Maybe it's just 10 or 20 minutes of exercise, 2 to 3 times a week. Gradually, we can increase the duration and intensity. The key is consistency, not intensity. You don't need to do everything all at once. Small steps toward improvement will eventually lead to bigger results. Eating healthier is one of the most common resolutions, but it's also one of the hardest to stick to. The issue here is that many people decide to make extreme changes like cutting out all sugar, carbs, or certain food groups. These drastic shifts are often difficult to maintain, leading to frustration and feelings of failure when they inevitably slip up. Rather than drastically overhauling your diet, start with small, sustainable changes. If you want to cut back on sugar, try reducing your intake gradually. Replace sugary snacks with healthier alternatives. Over time, these small changes will lead to lasting improvements without the burnout that often comes with extreme diets. Studying, whether it's to learn a new language, take an online course, or pick up a new skill. We dive into these goals with the expectation of quick results. We tell ourselves, I'm going to learn this whole thing in a month. But before we know it, life gets in the way and we lose momentum. The key to success here is setting realistic, achievable learning goals. Instead of trying to cram a lot of information in a short time, start by dedicating just 20 to 30 minutes a day to your learning. Slowly, that time will add up and you'll make steady progress. So, how do we break the cycle of failed resolutions? The answer lies in small steps. Instead of focusing on huge, overwhelming changes, what if we focused on incremental progress? Small changes every day can lead to big results over time. The key is consistency. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in one day or 1 week. Focus on small, sustainable actions. Start with something achievable and gradually build from there. Over time, these small steps will compound and you'll begin to see significant changes. Another factor that often gets overlooked when making New Year's resolutions is accountability. How many times have you set goals for yourself but never told anyone about them? It's so much easier to quit when no one knows what you're working on. But when you tell someone about your goals, they become more real. You create a sense of responsibility not just to yourself, but to others. Accountability can come in many forms, whether it's a friend, a mentor, a family member, or even an online community. Sharing your progress and struggles with others makes the journey more tangible. When you have someone to check in with, to encourage you and to celebrate your wins, or just to ask if you quit, the journey feels more rewarding and achievable. We also need to let go of the idea of perfection. It's easy to give up on a goal when we mess up once. We think, I already ate that cookie, so I might as well quit the diet. Or, I missed a workout, so what's the point? The truth is, no one is perfect. We all slip up, but that doesn't mean we should throw in the towel. Perfectionism is often the biggest enemy of progress. Remember, it's okay to mess up as long as you keep trying. One mistake doesn't mean you've failed. It's just a moment to learn from. In fact, your mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. So, don't be afraid to fail. Embrace the mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward. We live in a world where results are expected fast. Everything's instant, but real change takes time. And sometimes it's about enjoying the process, not rushing to the end. When we shift our focus from needing immediate results to simply enjoying the effort, it makes the journey more rewarding. It's about progress, not perfection. By enjoying the daily habits that move us closer to our goals, we set ourselves up for long-term success. So as we stand on the threshold of another year, let's remember, it's okay if we don't have it all figured out right away. It's okay if we don't stick to every resolution. What matters is that we keep moving forward, because every step, no matter how small, gets us closer to where we want to be. This year, instead of focusing on perfect resolutions, focus on small, sustainable progress. And remember, you don't need to wait for January 1st to start changing your life. You can start today, right now.